Hi everyone, and welcome to Fall in the Field. My name is Brenda, and I have a special guest to introduce to you all. This is Cosmo, and she is my pet, and she is a ball python. Now, ball pythons aren't from Oregon or any part of North America. They are native to Central and Western Africa, but I adopted her, and now she lives with me as a lovely little pet snake.
Hi, I'm Cosmo. I'd wave, but I don't have arms. I eat rodents, and I love finding warm, dark places to hide in. I don't hate anything except for water. I don't like getting wet. Lots of people think I'm scary because they think I have fangs or venom, but I don't have any of those things. Instead, I have strong muscles to squeeze my prey. I hope you don't think that's scary because I'm pretty shy, but I like to cuddle with nice people. I also like to sniff things. I flick my tongue a lot because I'm smelling everything around me. Brenda says I'm something called a herpetile, but do you know what that is? Because I don't know what she means. A lot of people also wonder if I am an amphibian or a reptile. It's kind of confusing to me, but do you know what I am?
Thanks, Cosmo, and great questions. You may not have heard the word herpetile before. This word comes from the word herpetology, which is the study of reptiles and amphibians. So herpetiles are all reptiles and amphibians. There are many differences between these two groups of animals, but one thing all herpetiles have in common is they are all cold-blooded vertebrates. In other words, they all have a backbone. Look at these photos below and think about the following question. Which of these herpetiles do you think are reptiles, and which ones are amphibians? Let's work this out. Snakes, lizards, and turtles are all considered reptiles, while frogs, toads, and salamanders are all amphibians. Let's dig a little deeper into the differences between reptiles and amphibians. The biggest difference is in their skin. Reptiles mainly live in terrestrial environments, so they have dry scales or scutes that cover their skin, allowing them to retain water. Amphibians, on the other hand, usually start their lives in the water and may move on to land as they mature, so they have a moist and porous skin to allow water and air to pass through. This means some amphibians are able to breathe through their skin. These differences in environment affect herpetile eggs too. Reptiles lay their eggs on land, and these eggs have a fairly firm protective shell, though not as hard as bird eggshells. Amphibians lay their eggs in water, and these eggs are soft and covered with a gel. One last difference I want to address is toxin. Not all herpetiles are toxic, but if they do produce toxins, reptiles and amphibians use it in different ways. Reptiles produce venom, which is injected into their prey by bite or stinger and is mainly a hunting strategy. Amphibians secrete poison through glands in their skin, and it has to be consumed by another animal in order to take effect. So it is more of a defensive mechanism. Now let's take a closer look using some of our preserved specimens here. These specimens are all part of a natural history museum collection located here at Southern Oregon University, and they are all used in a variety of scientific research. Some of these specimens are dried skins, and some are preserved in alcohol, which unfortunately means they've lost their color a bit, but they're still great for showing a variety of physical features. These species may or may not be found in Oregon, but they are still a great example of some of the differences we can see between reptiles and amphibians. So let's start with our reptiles. The main feature for reptiles is their scaly skin, right? We can see like here and in these guys here, that allows them to retain water and live on dry land. And our reptiles are going to include our snakes, lizards, and turtles. Now let's move over to our amphibians. Unlike our reptiles, amphibians don't have scales, but have a moist, permeable skin, which means that water and air can pass through their skin. And amphibians are going to include our frogs and toads and our salamanders. In our next video, we'll talk about why it's important to have so many different reptiles and amphibians in various ecosystems. We'll also get to explore some of these ecosystems when we take a trip to Southern Oregon Land Conservancy's Rogue River Preserve. See you soon!